Namaskar. Welcome to the exciting world of organizational behavior. Today and a few more lectures, we will be going through the very exciting world of organizational behavior, which will study various aspects of OB, that is organizational behavior, like what is organizational behavior, what is organizational design, how the individual personalities and attitudes have implications on organizational behavior, how the groups and teams in the organization contribute to the organization's performance, how the perception and the conflicts in the organization between the individuals and the groups, they have an impact on the performance of the organizations, how the organizational culture is built and changed with the changing time, and above all, how the stress is measured and the manager's job is to reduce the stress to improve the performance of the employees at the workplace. To begin with, today we will be going through what is organizational behavior. Two words we are using in organizational behavior: organization and behavior. Organization is consciously developed social unit composed of two or more people that function on a relatively continuous basis to achieve common goal or set of goals. By this definition, manufacturing and service firms are organizations, and so are schools, colleges, hospitals, churches, military units, retail stores, etc. People skill assume at most important in making organization achieve their goals. Organizational behavior is a field of study that investigates the impact that individuals, group and structure have on the behavior within the organizations for the purpose of applying such knowledge towards improving an organization's effectiveness. OB is a study of what people do in an organization and how their behavior affects the organization's performance. OB thus is concerned with employment-related situations. It emphasizes behavior as a related concern such as job, work, absenteeism, productivity, human performance, and management. OB is an applied behavioral science that is built on contribution from a number of other disciplines, mainly psychology, social psychology, and sociology. Psychology's contribution is mainly at individual, that is at micro level, while the other disciplines, that is sociology, have contributed to our understanding at macro level concepts like group processes and organizations. In organizational behavior, today we are going to study the topics: meaning of organizational behavior, nature of organizational behavior, why study organizational behavior. The study objectives for this particular unit are: after studying above topics, the student should be able to explain what is work organization, define the term organizational behavior, explain an integrated framework for conceptualizing organization behavior. As mentioned earlier, we are talking about work life. It is about people in the organization. OB relates to a work organization which is socially designed unit that engages activities to accomplish a goal or set of objectives. It has an identifiable boundary and is linked to the external society. It has common characteristics of work and social organizations. An organization, as narrated earlier, is a collection of people. These people work together to achieve individual and organizational goals. OB thus studies the individuals and the groups within the organization and how people and group act, think, feel and respond to the work and organizations, and how the organizations respond to their environment. OB also can be defined as, or OB also involves the systematic study of attitude and behavior of individuals and groups in the organization and provides about effectively managing and changing them. OB is a series of complex active processes in which people participate formally and informally at several levels, like top management, middle management, lower management, including the micro and macro and global ways shaped by organizational roles and power. OB is an interdisciplinary field concerned with studying the behavior of people in the workplace, why things happen the way they do, what purposes they serve, and what effects change or transformation have on people. Organizational behavior thus provides a set of tools that allows a manager to understand people, analyze and describe behavior of the people in an organization. It also helps manager to improve, enhance or change work behaviors so that individuals, groups and a whole organization can achieve their goals. There are 3 levels of organizational behavior. At the grassroots level is the individual level. The individuals who are working within an organization, what they feel and how they work in the organization. Then there are groups. In an organization there can be formal and informal groups, and people are working in the groups to achieve the set of goals, individual or organizational. So at the group level, how they react, how they respond to the situation, that is another level. And the third level is the organizational level, a broader level at which all the people who are working in an organization, they react to the whole set of environment. Thus, we can say that at the organizational level or at the individual level, it is the microstructure of the organization. That is, how is the job design, how to face or how individuals face interaction. These are the things which are studied. At the macrostructure, class relations, economic and political systems prevailing within the country, within the environment in which the organization is functioning, they are studied. And at the still macro level, at a broader level, at the global structures are studied, where international organizations, world trade, global inequality, all this and how they have an impact on the OB, on the organizational behavior, that is studied. These 3 levels of social structure surround people and shape their work behavior. These structures are interrelated and they shape each other. What is the framework for organizational behavior? Any organization functions in a given set of environment, in given set of external environment. This external environment of the organization consists of cultural, social, economic, political, technological and ecological environment. Based on this study of these environmental factors, the top management of the organization takes the strategic choice as to what kind of organizational structure they should have. The strategy is finalized and the transformational process is carried out with the help of structure, work, technology and people. The people part of the whole process is the most crucial one, because the individual and the group behavior that they are exercising their impact on the technology, work and structure. With this transformational process, the organization or the top management is evaluating the organization's performance with reference to individual growth, operating performance and organizational performance. Whether the individuals have really achieved their goals, whether the operating performance of the organization is up to the mark so that the organizational goals or organizational performance is as per the objectives set. The components of the organizational behavior are: understanding organizational behavior requires part 1, individuals in the organization. There are many individuals who are working within the organization. It may be a small unit or it may be a big unit. But people are working, individuals are working within the organization. And the part 1 studies the individual psychology or how the individuals react to a given situation. Part 2 is group and team processes. In an organization, any organization, individuals, they form the groups and the teams. And these processes, they help the individuals to achieve their goals and organizational goals. The third part of it is organizational processes. The organization has its own processes, like communication process, for example, and how these processes are helping to ensure that people respond positively to the environment around them and achieve the set goals. What is the open system view of organizational behavior? There are 3 stages: the input stage, the conversion stage, and the output stage. In the input stage, we have raw materials, money and capital, and human capital. Organizations obtain these inputs from its environment, that is, from the surrounding. These inputs are then converted. The conversion process is taken place, and this conversion process includes conversion of raw material into machinery, money and capital into computers and other equipments, and human capital or human resources into human skills. Organizations transform inputs and add value to the inputs to get the desired output. And the desired output, of course, is goods and services. Organizations release output to its environment. So they give back to the source from where they have obtained their input, to the customers, their goods and services. In order to carry out the whole process, naturally, the organizations need finances. So financial inputs are, of course, important in all these 3 stages. In the modern times, there are various challenges before the organizational behavior practitioner. These challenges are due to changing social and cultural environment, involving global environment, advancing information technology, shifting work-employment relationship. The social and cultural environment is changing a lot. The mobility of the individuals to go for work from one place to another place has increased phenomenally. This has brought a different kind of culture, or we can say mixing of culture at the workplace. Organizational ethics and well-being is also taken into account when we study the social and cultural environment of an organization. Today, any organization has a diverse workforce. The composition of the workforce has changed tremendously. The diversity challenges are fairness and justice. Many organizations today are working on equal ratio of male and female. So gender equality, gender justice is to be ensured in the modern context in every organization. And at the same time, flexibility to the organization structure is equally important and the challenge before the top management. Management trends, if we look at the historical review, we will find that from the agrarian society, we have moved to the industrial society. From industrial society to post-industrial or informational society. Today we are in the informational society and we do not know in the coming decades where these organizations will head towards. In the agrarian society, scientific and classical management was present. F.W. Taylor contributed a lot during this period. In the industrial and post-industrial period, bureaucracy, human relations, group dynamics, decision-making approaches, leadership, socio-technique systems theory, all these were propounded, and these theories were given by many management experts to deal with the individuals and the groups at the workplace. In the information age, today we are faced with the global management challenges, particularly related to information technology, quality, speed, customer focus, diversity, and mainly ethics. A short history of organizational behavior would be an interesting part to know what is OB and how it has its impact on the performance of the organization. Four major contributors are there for the organizational behavior theory to develop. F.W. Taylor, who is called as a father of management and who propounded scientific management theory. Mary Parker Follett, Hawthorne studies. These are the contributors. Scientific management theory, that is the systematic study of relationship between people and tasks for the purpose of redesigning the work processes to increase the efficiency. The amount and effort each employee extends to produce a unit of output can be reduced by increasing specialization and what is called as division of labor. Taylor gave four basic principles of scientific management theory. The first principle, according to him, is study the way employees perform their tasks. Gather informal job knowledge that employees possess and experiment with the ways of improving the way tasks are performed. Second principle was codify the new methods of performing the tasks into written rules and standards and procedures. The third principle, as given by F.W. Taylor, was the most important one: carefully select employees so that they possess skills and abilities that match the needs of the task and train them to perform the task according to the established rules and procedures. And of course, the fourth rule was establish an acceptable level of performance for a task and then develop a pay system that provides a reward for performance above the acceptance level. The second contributor to the organizational behavior theory was Mary Parker Follett. Mary Parker Follett emphasized the human side of management, and according to her, employees should be involved on the job analysis. Person with the knowledge should be in control of the work process regardless of his position. A worker should be allowed to do his own job analysis because he is possessing the knowledge that is necessary to do that particular work. And another contribution is cross-functional teams should be used to accomplish the projects. So people should be drawn from different types of functional areas in order to perform a particular task. The third contributor is the Hawthorne experiment, the Hawthorne studies, as it is well known. This particular experiment was carried out in Western Electric Company between 1924 to 32. It was initiated as an attempt to investigate how characteristics of the work setting affect employee fatigue and performance. Basically, this experiment believes that people working in an organization are human beings. And so, how the work environment is, for example, lighting in the room where the people are working, whether it has any relation with the fatigue and performance of the individuals. And it was found that productivity was increased when proper environment was provided to the workers. The factors those influence the behavior of individuals at the workplace, according to the Hawthorne studies, say that manager's leadership approach is the most important one, and how the group norms they work, how people work together, that is the most important study. The models of organizational behavior. There are various models those are developed for the organizations to understand the organizational behavior or how the people behave in an organization. The first model is known as the autocratic model. As the name suggests, it depends on power. Those who are in command must have power to demand. So autocratic model, in this model, management does thinking and doing is left to the line of authority. Management has tight control over people and obedience for boss, no respect for manager. That is what is expected in autocratic model. The next model that was developed by Linkart is comparatively giving more importance to the people and is called as supportive model. It builds and maintains a sense of personal worth. Every individual is a human being. On this understanding, this supportive model has been developed. It depends on leadership instead of power and money. How the leader is able to motivate his people, that will decide whether he will command the respect from the individuals. And employees are helped by the leader to become more productive. Rather than ordering them, give them support to become more productive. That is the supportive model. And the third model that is developed is the collegial model. Here, the managers and people working under him or the subordinates, they are seen as joint contributors rather than boss and subordinate relationships. Managerial orientation is towards teamwork rather than giving orders from the top. Management is the coach that builds a better team. So he becomes a facilitator and supports the individuals, supports the teams whenever they need that support. And self-discipline. Individuals work on the basis of self-discipline rather than discipline being forced from the top. That is the crux of this model. The next model is the systems model. This model conveys to every worker that you are an important part of the whole system. The person may be working at the lowest rank in the organization, but this model suggests, this model gives a message to every person till the last person that he or she is the important part of the whole system. Employees in this situation experience psychological ownership. They feel that this is my organization, and this motivates them, and self-motivated people take responsibility for their actions. Passion and commitment, these are the two characteristics which are developed in the individuals in order to achieve organizational goals through this particular model. We can say that managers need to develop their interpersonal or people skills to be effective in their jobs. OB offers specific insights to improve a manager's people skill. It helps managers to see the value of work diversity and practice that may need to be changed. It can improve quality and employee productivity by showing managers how to empower their people. Design and implement change program, improve customer service and help employees balance work-life conflicts. Finally, OB can guide managers in creating an ethically healthy work climate. This was all about why we should study organizational behavior, what is the importance of organizational behavior, and how the managers should know or how the managers should be trained in people skill. Unless the managers learn how to handle individuals, how to handle the group and the teams and the organizational environment, it will not be possible for the organizations to achieve individual and group goals. Thank you very much.